All right, let's see. Okay, now it's working. Sorry, I had technical difficulties. Sorry, I had technical difficulties, okay? I know, I apologize like Anita Baker. I'm sorry. I'm usually late, but I'm never this late. Okay, let's make sure. I'll wait till everyone comes in. Blame me, child. Y'all blame me for everything else. So blame me for the high, carefully crafted. Okay, let me do shout out. Now y'all know I'm of a particular age, so I need to run my readers real quick. But I'm gonna take them off. Maybe I'll keep them on tonight. Okay. Now it's working. Okay. Tanisha Monique. The Marcy interview is not gone. It's up, baby. We got Natalie Robinson. Now Carlos. What you say, baby? Hilda Jones. I love you, baby. Jessica R. The topic tonight, I'm gonna tell you in a second, babe. Okay. All right. Mercury retrograde, divine sparkles. I know it's in full effect, but that's okay. We won't let that get to us. Okay. PJ, we are waiting on you like Teddy. Hilarious. Hi, LTV Productions. Raindrop King, you are. Rhonda M, she's ready for this jelly. We got Renisha Lichmore from the UK. All right. Okay. All right. We did the shout outs. We have a jam-packed show tonight. So, hi, I made it to myself. You finally called alive. Beautiful. All right, where the raindrops at? My OGs. I saw LTV Productions. Hi, Janice Yvette. We got Brenda from Texas, Crystal Lee from South Carolina. We got Chastity Harris. True PYT. Yes. Victoria Thomas. Why they act like they never late for anything, Carlos? Child, it wasn't my fault this time, I would tell you. Okay. Thank you, Queen Tori. I love a plus robe. Essence, you will meet me in New York soon. Amanda King. Are we related, child? Okay, Sarita says hello from Tennessee. Okay. Let's get into it. So tonight we are going to have a jam-packed episode. Y'all know how we do. We have a lot. Oliver said, let's have a real conversation about Maurice. What is going on, child? Well, that's why we have his wife here, because the way I was raised, you talk to the wife first. You talk to the wife first, baby, because she is the head of the house. Okay. I mean, the man is too, child, but that's something else. Okay, Dave from the Netherlands. All right. Let's get into it. Michael Talley, we met at the City Winery, Atlanta. I got some special announcements for you guys. I may have one this week. Okay. All right. So here we go. Y'all know typically I talk about my weekend. So I had a great weekend. Okay, so if you're new to Monday Night Live, let me tell you what we do. We talk about our weekends first, and then we get into the show and we have a real conversation. So some of you guys may know that, it's the holiday season. And when it's the holiday season, you go outside and you have fun and all those things. So I had a great weekend. I went out. I wasn't alone. So I went out and why am I blushing? So I went out this weekend and I had a great time. I had a really good time. And y'all want to hear a funny story? I'm gonna tell y'all this funny story, and then I'm gonna like bring my guest on. So I went outside this weekend, and I had a great time. I went out to this cabaret show. Okay. Martine, they're calling. You seem happy. I'm always happy, right? Okay. Thank you, blessed beyond measure. Okay, so brain jaws, come here. I'm gonna go tell y'all this, and then don't ask me no questions, and then we're gonna move on. Okay. I'm gonna go tell y'all this story. I'm gonna say it once, and I'm not ever gonna repeat it. Okay. So I went out this weekend with a suitor. Okay. And we went out and we had a great time. We went to a show. It was a live show. And it was packed. It was a packed show. It was a live show. It was packed. And this person doesn't watch reality television. Okay, so follow me someplace. And I'm the king of reality television, but this person doesn't watch reality television. Okay, so long story short, I go to this amazing show, and the show was amazing. It was performances, it was a host, it was an MC, it was a whole thing, right? And at the end, the host comes up to my table, and she goes, "Are you Carlos King?" And I said, "Uh-huh. Can I get a picture with you?" So then this person said, "You know her?" I said, "Mm-mm." "She knows you?" I said, first of all, it was not Jocelyn's Cabaret. So anyway, I never had the conversation. So I go out to take the photo. And when I go out, there's 7 Black women. Because one thing about me, I know my audience. Okay, so it was 7 Black women. One of them was celebrating their birthday. So I go out to take the picture with the lady who was hosting the cabaret. And when I go out to the common area, it was 7 Black women. And I said, okay. And they go, "Carlos King, oh my God, it's my birthday. I'm a raindrop, it's my birthday." I'm like, "Okay, girl, can I get a picture?" I'm like, "Mm-hmm. Come here, baby." Because I never say no. And I won't ever say no. So just so you know, I won't ever say no. So I said, "Come here, girl." So we take pictures. I turn around, the dude is gone. Gone. And I'm like, so I'm taking pictures like, and I'm like, oh God, this is so bad. So I saw them in the corner looking dazed and confused, child. So anyways, I did embarrassingly go to valet as there was an awkward silence, buddy. So then we had the conversation, and I was like, oh. So the thing is this, and I can't wait to ask Lateshia and Kimmi this, even and Dustin too. The thing is this, I am not sure how to tell somebody what I do for a living if they don't know. Because I don't want to come across pretentious. Like, do you know who I am? Like, I think that's a pretentious question to ask somebody that you're getting to know, right? So I don't have the conversation. I just don't. Peace and love. No, I would never say that. I would never say that. So I never had the conversation, right? In the beginning, because I feel like if you know, you know. And they knew what I did, but I don't think they knew the degree. That even sounds, whatever. Let me just cook. I don't think they knew the degree of it. Because one thing to know, but it's another when you see like people like gravitate towards you, right? So it was very interesting. So I had the conversation because I am the gay Marceau. Jussie Smollett is the gay Tupac, and I am the gay Marceau. Okay. So there you go. So me being the gay Marceau, I'm not interested in, you know, I'm like Marceau. I don't want to be a power couple. Meaning like out there on the red carpet, posing and kissing for the I want none of that public stuff. Okay, I want none of it. So we had the conversation, and I said to them, "This is what I do for a living. These are my loves. They're called the raindrops. Sometimes when you see me, they may approach me, and I will definitely ignore you to talk to them." I will act like you don't exist. When my raindrops speak to me, I'm gonna ignore you. But don't take it personally. So we had the conversation. And in the end, he did say, he said, look, the way I see these women respond to you means you're doing something great. And I ain't mad at it. That's you. That's what you do. You're clearly doing something great for these women to respond to you in this case, in the way they do it. And I think that's dope. Like, and that's you. You're clearly, you know, you're doing something right. Just so you know, I want no parts of it. I don't want no pictures taken of me. I want none of this. And then I said, cha-ching! So that happened. So I will say this. I'm gonna break on my guess. I will say this. My raindrops. One thing I love about y'all don't tell any of my business when y'all see me in public with people. So I thank those beautiful raindrops I saw this weekend. Thank you for not spilling my business and keeping it our little secret. Okay? So, and happy birthday to the beautiful young woman. And if you are, I'm gonna do a shout out. I'm gonna do that because never mind. So the thing, Shayla said, "Call you the father of Keisha." Yeah. Let's see what happens, child. More to come. All right. So thank you guys for joining in. So next up, okay. So next up, we're going to move on to the explosive episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville and Belle Collective. So one thing that I love is the fact that you guys get to see, or did he find his Marjorie? Okay, so I'm gonna say this, and y'all listen. Is that my Savannah James? So I'm gonna say this, and promise me you won't repeat this. We'll see. Anyway, so up next we have the beautiful women of these shows. Up first is the OG of the #1 show on the Oprah Winfrey Network. She is part of the original 6. She is the one who checks me all the time, and I low-key am scared of her. The one, the only, Kimmi. Stop.
You are not scared.
Hey, Kimmi.
You're not scared of little old me.
I am. You look beautiful. How's it going?
It's going amazing, but I'm blessed beyond measure. I'm doing very, very well.
You look very, very well. Happy holidays. And I can't wait to talk
Likewise.
to you about Belle Collective and the recent episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. So up next, we also have an OG. She is the Kyle Richards of Belle Collective. And what that means is she is Jackson, okay? She is the one who got these girls together. She's the one who really, really genuinely has the best intentions at getting the Bells collected. Give it up for Lateshia Pearson.
Hi there. Hey, Kimmi. Hey, Carlos. Listen.
Hey, beautiful.
You look good.
You outside. You outside. Okay.
You heard my story?
Yeah, you outside. Yeah, I was tuned in. Okay, you all the way outside.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all think about this story before I bring on Dustin?
About who?
About my story. What
boo.
happened my weekend?
I mean, my thing is, I hate he left you, Carlos. But I mean, we live in a days now like Google. I mean, come on, Carlos. You sitting here in a row. You giving money. He know you somebody, and I know you, honey. You've been outside. You on the internet. You are all out here trying to take Beyonce's spot. So he should have been out here Googling you. He knew you was somebody. So, I mean.
If he didn't Google you before, he Googled you now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, right. You know, the sad part is he could be watching this episode. That's not like, let me not.
Give him another chance, honey. He got the robe on. Give
him
another chance.
Without telling too much.
He came back. He didn't leave forever.
Oh, he in the text.
He didn't leave forever. He just left for a moment. He came back.
You took it. You took him too fast.
Well, you know, honey, when you're dealing with an African child, you got to make sure that
it's another African.
That's what Kimmi. Kimmi, I didn't want to say that.
Oh, oopsie. Was I not supposed to say
that? It is a tie.
Why did no? Listen. Brandy Hardy said, "Oh, he already seen the robe. Mind your business." So the only thing I will say is, it's another African.
Okay. You got a type, I ain't mad.
That's a type, yeah.
I ain't mad.
You like what you like. I mean,
he looks like Glenn. I'm thinking.
Carlos, you know what? Carlos, listen. Are you one in the DM? You in the DMs too, Carlos? What if I see my EP with the eye? I'll be like, God damn, I can't win for losing.
No. I'm teasing. You want to hear a funny story? This is
funny. Girl out here fighting.
I'm saying too much, and I'm embarrassed, and oh my God, I can't do this. So listen, I'm going to be honest. He doesn't look like Glenn, but he does look like Damon, Tamra's person.
Okay. He got that butter love. It's that butter love for me, baby.
And he's smiling and grinning and blushing.
Oh, he blushing. He outside. We see you.
It ain't nothing like fresh new love. It's nothing like it. Get you bubbly.
The L word already, Kimberly.
Oh no, okay. So fresh new like. I'm okay with that.
Like, okay, gotcha.
I'm okay with that because it gets you bubbly. It gets you bubbly and giggly.
Yeah, you're smiling. I'm glad you're happy. Carlos, close your mouth. You so
He can't.
We happy for you. Like,
look,
this
his
is
little
happening.
cheeks are hurting right here.
To see it. I love to see it.
On anybody.
On anybody, Kimmi. On anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for that.
Okay, so I guess this will dispel all the rumors I made last week that me and Dustin Ross are dating. So give it up for my friend. Tonight's episode's about to be lit. Y'all know who he is. Break him up, Dustin Ross, my alleged boyfriend. Go ahead.
Yo, look. Hey, baby. What's going on?
We had so much fun this weekend, Dustin. Thank you for
look.
us.
Yup. Thank you for turning me up at the show this weekend. But listen, friend, first of all, hello, beautiful ladies. Hello, Kimmi. Hello, Lateshia. You both look beautiful tonight. This is how you got to tell people what you do, Los. You tell them that you own your own company, right? And then when they ask the nosy ass question that you know is coming next, you tell them that you're building an archive of experimental research in human behavior. That's it.
Hey, Dustin. Okay.
That's what you're doing. Ain't that what's going on? That's what's going on, right? Yeah, you ain't live. And there you go. Yeah.
Like you just ask him first. Like you ask first. Well, what do you do?
There you go.
Naturally, the next question usually is, well, what do you do?
Yep. And then it's
on
you.
That's how you start the conversation without sounding pretentious.
But we don't want them to be users too. That's great, Dustin. But it's kind of like, oh, you do what? You do what? Yeah. You what? You know what I mean? Kind of like, I don't know. I'm all for like, I don't know, giving a fake name. It's hard to do when you're like Carlos King, but I just want their intentions to be like 100. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me too. At least be able to beat them up, Carlos. At least it's one or the other, right? They got to have good intentions, or you can whoop their head. One of the two, got to be in place in this situation. So, so you maintain control.
No, I think it's gonna be fine. And listen, this is the last story, and I'm not gonna raindrops. Y'all gonna get it tonight, and that's it. So the last story that I think all three of y'all will love. So raindrops, listen up. So. When we saw each other, Belle Collective was on.
Okay.
And he was like, what you watching? I said, Belle Collective. He said, what's that? I said, it's one of my shows. He said, oh, your reality shows. I said, yeah. He said, do they cuss and fight on your shows?
What?
Absolutely.
I mean, what? Who said that? That's Portia. Hey, Portia. Who said that?
Oh, listen, here I go. It depends on the episode. So we had this conversation a week before. So we're sitting down watching Belle Collective, and it would be the fucking episode where Antoinette comes back and her and Lateshia is getting into it, and Patrice and Maria are arguing, and the whole time I was like, you want to watch Love and Marriage Huntsville season 1, episode 1?
Yeah. That's kind of bad. Like, oh my God. That was crazy. Oh my God. That was so crazy. It was so crazy.
Yep.
So, I mean,
I don't think it was that bad. You know what I'm saying? It's just y'all was just getting to the bottom of some stuff. It wasn't that bad. Yeah.
Oh, we got to the bottom
of some stuff. Like, okay.
That's it.
Sometimes you have to.
Yeah. I mean,
you got to get to the bottom of everything. Wink, wink. All right. So listen, welcome to Monday Night Live. So we're going to talk about relationships in addition to, the episode. So Dustin, a lot of people were assuming that you and I were dating.
They were. How did that make you feel?
He said,
what did you think? The very first time you read that in them comments, what did you think? What did you say?
We want to know. The people want to know.
Daddy Carlos in the streets. They think he after everybody.
Mr. Monday Night. I'm trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying?
No, the first time Dustin, don't do me. No, I mean, listen. Obviously, it's flattering to know that they're like, okay, he has taste. You know what I'm saying? So
and listen, Carlos and I are brothers. We go back many, many years, and we have a long history of playful banter and transparency with one another. So I can understand how that may be interpreted otherwise, and it didn't bother me. You're hot. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't it was
clearly so are you. Yes.
Thank you, friend. So look, we good over here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Are you seeing somebody, Dustin?
Well, I do have 20/20 vision, so I see everybody I look at. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no blurry, no cataract, no stigmatism. None of that going on over here. So I see very well, very clearly. No, but I'm single. I'm just talking shit with y'all, having fun, but I'm single, and happy to be so.
Have you ever been with an African?
American, yeah. Absolutely. And yeah, I've spent time with somebody that was from the motherland before. Absolutely. Yep. They do it over there too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially. Anyways, okay. So one thing we're going to talk about today, because I've said too much. So raindrops, don't ask me nothing. I'm done talking about it. I gave y'all one tonight only because it was so fresh.
Yes.
And I got on my system. All right. So listen, I did an exclusive interview with LisaRaye McCoy. Thank you all so much. Your response to that interview has been super overwhelming in the best way possible. Okay. It's also nice when you interview somebody like LisaRaye, who's not a reality star. She's a bona fide actress, and she's somebody that all four of us watched before we became public figures. So it was my honor to interview her. She sent me the sweetest text message, complimenting the way it turned out, complimenting the response to it. So on behalf of LisaRaye McCoy and myself, I want to say to all of you, thank you for the outpour of love you guys have shown that interview. We are almost at 900,000 views in less than a week, which is insane. One of the things about the interview that I want to talk about, and raindrops, please be in the comments, because I want y'all to join us in this too. LisaRaye made it very clear that when she's dating somebody, she does have a type, okay? And that type is she likes a powerful man. Mm-hmm. She doesn't want to stress a man out that she's dating. If it takes you a month of your paycheck to take her out to dinner, she doesn't want you because she doesn't want to stress you out, okay? She said you go on vacations for the weekend. She likes to go on vacation during the holidays for the month. Mm-hmm. And it's gone viral on TikTok. So I want to ask Kimmi first, because Kimmi, you got married later in life to the love of your life. Was that because you were waiting to find somebody that could not only match your fly, match your wits, but also match your pockets?
It was all of the above. It was 100% all of the above. And to be honest, a lot of times when I was meeting people my age, because you know Maurice is younger than me, so meeting people my age, they were boring. They didn't want to do nothing. We didn't go out. We went to eat all the time and just eat and get fat.
Would they eat other things, Kimmi, besides the food on the plate?
Is that what we doing today?
No, listen. We're gonna ask a question. This is what we doing. I'm the Kimmi. This is Mother Not Live. So
listen, dinner and then dessert. It's the evening of fun. So yeah, all of that mattered to me. And to be honest, most of my adult life, I only dated one person that prior to meeting Maurice that made more money than me. One. And it is tough. She made a very, very valid point. It's tough because I never even thought of it the way she actually said it. That's the thing, but it made 100% sense because you stressed out because you want to go to something, buy a purse, go on a trip. And you don't even want to ask them because you don't want them to be stressed out by having to tell you no or having to figure out how we're going to go on this trip. I thought it was crazy. Like the way she said it meant total sense. And so I needed all of those things, like all of those things. I didn't intend to get married 2, 3, 4, 5 times. I wanted it to be a one and done, and I needed a person that had those things.
And what about you, Lateshia? Because you and Glenn have been together since high school, okay? And your story reminds me a lot of your friend who has the same name as you, Lateshia Scott, where you were a housewife and Glenn worked, and Glenn would bring home the money, and you were properly, dispersed it to the bills and to the savings and all that stuff. Now that, because I want to have a real conversation. Now that you are the face of Belle Collective, right? And you are Lateshia Pearson, you're no longer that same little girl he met in high school. And you are making a lot of money. You are now the breadwinner. Your income has superseded Glenn's. your fame has superseded being more than just the girl who hosts brunch in Jackson. For a quick moment, when you were dealing with Glenn infidelity, the paternity, issue and all that stuff, did you think to yourself, now that I'm this woman who I was when I met Glenn, do I go out there and possibly find somebody that can match my fly?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's a great question. And for me, let's have a real conversation. Hey, Carlos.
Hey.
I was 17 and when I got with Glenn. And for me, I wasn't exposed. Right now, I'm meeting guys are reaching out with a lot of money who they are like, can we go out? Can we just have a real conversation? Hello, Carlos. And then to have a real conversation. So it's totally different. It's different. Everything in my life is different right now. I would have never imagined, I like to say being provoked on purpose because Glenn was the head. I was whatever Glenn, I was the follower, he would make the money. Things are so different, not only with these type of guys reaching out, but even in our house, So, I mean, crazy. I did think like, what would that look like? I'm not gonna lie.
You have powerful men in your DMs.
In my DMs, in my emails, wanting to, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I want to pick your brain. I think someone with you and what you're doing with these entrepreneurs and just your whole mission of Women Brunch Mississippi. How can I help? How can I sponsor? How can I get involved? And it's different when you have guys now, men, I wouldn't even say guys, like, I mean, they're willing to send flights. It's different. Everything in my life is so different. And, it's new. Like I said, 17 to now, that's all I've ever known. So it's just like, it is different. I will say that.
Oh, okay. Let's cook. So I'm assuming Glenn knows this.
Yeah, sure.
Let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
How do you handle it? Because you and Glenn went through a lot of like emotional moments. So did you entertain it while you guys were going through a bad period? Did you ignore it? Mm-hmm. Did you tell Glenn immediately this is what's going on? And listen, I love Glenn. Everyone knows I love Glenn.
You do. Yeah.
I love
absolutely.
Glenn. But you dealt with a man who had a questionable paternity situation. And you had every right. Because it wasn't like, let's be real. It's not like Marceau and Tisha, where it's like 19 women. Mm-hmm. Well, can one come to the stage? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's rumored, but there's no proof. You have proof, right? Mm-hmm. Did that make you be like, well, I now have a pass to maybe see what I can do, and let me just see this what I want?
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say a pass to do what I wanted to do, but Glenn did, and I think he talked about it. I think we actually talked about it. He did see a conversation that I did entertain, and he was not happy with that at all, like zero at all, and it wasn't anything like, I guess I was, if you respond to someone as inappropriate, but it wasn't like inappropriate that I would think like, oh, let's hook up, let's do this. But I was like, oh my gosh, like, thank you so much. It was kind of like a business proposal, but I want to fly you out here for a personal business proposal so that we can talk about it one-on-one over a nice dinner. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dustin, what you think?
Listen, I'm from Flint, Michigan. I come from a long line of strong Black men that love their wives and love the women in their lives and the mothers of their children, and that support their women as they evolve and grow into whoever they decide to be. So it's a little bit different for me. I think that you need to be evenly yoked, but I also think that when you're in love, the power dynamic is kind of nullified if you're really in that thing for real, and as your partner grows and sees new levels and becomes the best version of themselves, you really should support that and understand that you got a winner and roll with it. So that's what I know. You know what I'm saying? I think that it's a beautiful thing to see new levels. I think it's something to be proud of. And that's the kind of partner you should want to have, I would think.
Well,
Right?
I think so too, but I also think what's realistic, especially what LisaRaye said, okay? Black women are the #1 highest demographic of entrepreneurs. Black women make more money than black men in this day and age, and that's a fact. Leave me alone. Save your mean tweets. I'm just stating fact. And if I'm wrong, correct me. Black women are the highest entrepreneurs, surpassing white women. Black women are making more money than men, right? LisaRaye is a successful black woman who makes her own money, and so does obviously Lateshia and Kimmi. Because I want to be able to talk about exactly what LisaRaye was talking about. Because a lot of people thought like, oh, she a gold digger. She 50 something years old.
No.
And that's why she's single. What LisaRaye was saying is this: there is nothing wrong with this. Is how she feels, okay? And I'm gonna tell you how I feel. LisaRaye said she likes a powerful man, okay? So that she doesn't have to worry about things that Kimmi said that she had to do in her dating situations before she married the love of her life, okay? Lateshia has a very interesting dynamic because she met her high school sweetheart. They went through a lot of roadblocks. She became famous and started making her own money. And when you do that, certain things come into your life, right? The thing is this: when you do meet a powerful man, and I want to talk to the women on this raindrop chat, because a lot of my audience is black women. A lot of women who make a lot of money, they sometimes settle because it's hard to possibly find a man to match their fly. LisaRaye was saying, I will remain single until that happens. She doesn't want to take the man to the poorhouse. She wants this man to be able to have his own house and provide something for them. And that's what she was saying. So Dustin, is that something you agree with? And ladies, you do too?
Absolutely. It made perfect sense. And again, equally yoked, evenly yoked. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want, I don't think there's anything with identifying that and then strategically pursuing it and pursuing partners that meet that criteria. That's actually the kind of mature approach you should take to considering a life partner or a wife, a husband, whatever you getting. I agree.
Go ahead, Kimberly.
I still agree. I still agree with what she said. And I don't, for me anyway, I wasn't looking for somebody who was a powerful man, like millions and millions and millions. I needed you to be able to match me, just like she's saying, like match my hustle, match my flow, and then kind of we can do some stuff. And that's not to say people who make less, I can't love you. It's just that I understood exactly what she was saying. I understand building together. I promise you I do. But I understood exactly what she was saying. And even on top of that, when you're not even asking for things, sometimes internally, it's just hard for men to deal with the woman making more money. And it's just like another battle sometimes when you're the one that's making the more money. And they can't provide some of those amenities, some of the niceties that you kind of want.
Lateshia, you got anything you want to add to that before I move on?
Oh, no, I totally agree. And that's something that I had to learn during my healing process, that it's okay to ask for what you want. It's okay to set expectations. It's okay. So I'm in agreement with her. I mean, Lisa knows exactly what she wants, and she's not stopping until she gets it. She's not settling. I should use that word.
And I think that's what it is, settling. Like, I'm not going to settle. So I'm going to say this, I'm going to move on. Like me, for example, I don't want a powerful man. That's not something that I desire. Okay. Because I am that already. And I don't want to be in a position to where we both don't have time for each other. Okay. So that's why for me, and that's why we have to emphasize what works for you. Okay.
Right.
What works for Dustin doesn't work for me. What works for Kimmi does not work for Lateshia. I don't want a powerful man. I If he is powerful, fine, we'll figure it out. It's not what I'm looking for. It's not on my checklist. I don't want a wealthy man. It's not something that I'm looking for. I have my own money. I don't, it's not something that I want. For me, just being real, I desire somebody who, like, I would date the bus driver.
Mm-hmm.
Ebony K. Williams.
Love you, Ebony. Yes.
Like, I would date the bus driver, okay? Because for me, and this is me speaking, okay? I would date the bus driver because I know that when it comes to jobs, a lot of people have jobs to get by. A lot of people have jobs just to pay bills. So if you're somebody that I find interest in and I fell in love with you, I personally would say to you, do you like your job? And if you say no, then I would say, and again, I want to be very clear, I have to be in love with you, child.
Mm-hmm.
I am not Rick Ross. I have to be in love with you, okay? If I'm in love with you and you are Carlos King's man, I would retire you from your bus driving job. I will give you 6 months to follow your passion, because I think your passion will inevitably allow you to make money when you follow.
Doesn't that mean you would not date the bus driver then, Los?
No, I would date. No.
So if he said he did like his job, you were cool with him staying at the bus driver.
Okay, if I'm dating a guy, he's a bus driver, and I say to you, you like your job, and he goes, yes, baby, cook.
You cool with it? Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah.
I like it. I like the steering wheel. I like the way, you know, the bus moves. Okay, I like all that. Whatever you want, cool. If anybody says to me, I don't like my job, and I love you, and we're in love, I would 100% say, do me a favor, quit your job, and I will take care of everything. But within 6 months, I want you to follow your passion, because I am blessed to wake up every day loving what I do. And I get so much pleasure in opening up these eyeballs, thanking God and talking to my mom in heaven and saying, I get to do this again. I'll wake up every day like, I get to produce these shows and have fun and talk to people. I love it. I wouldn't be a real man if my partner looks at me getting happy to go to work and he's depressed. So that's why I think it has to be something where it works for you.
I agree.
That's it. Because one thing that works for Kimmi that doesn't work for me is Kimmi doesn't mind Maurice staying out until 4 o'clock in the morning.
Kimmi.
Who said that?
Yeah, that's one of the
that. I would never said that.
Well, let's have a conversation, Kimmi, because Kimmi, the Love and Marriage Husband fans and the Raindrops, okay, have lots of questions for you. And baby, I'm ready to ask everything. On the recent episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, okay?
You don't want to start with Lateshia?
He said Kimmi.
Okay, I'm ready. Put me in, coach.
She's next. By the way, Kimmi, you look.
Oh, you.
Kimmi, good. He was like this. Okay, so Carlos, what I'm talking about today is it looks good. Okay, so on the recent episode, I love the show. On the recent episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Maurice unfortunately got a DUI. Okay, and yes, we addressed it at the reunion, and without spoiling anything, Kimmi is on fire this reunion. And I'll leave it at that.
Good.
I don't know what he's talking about. I'm the same old, don't talk to nobody, ain't got nothing to say, timid Kimmi.
No,
I was scared to meet. Remember Kimmi?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No, Kimmi, and she checked me. Anyway, so let's move on.
Ooh.
She did. And look, I checked her back. I'm teasing. I was like this.
He
Carlos,
was doing a lot of checking, though. Don't be clear. He
Oh,
was doing a lot of checking.
ooh.
she was. Okay, so it was in the scene that aired on Love and Marriage Huntsville, it was revealed that obviously you guys, you and the family and Ken and Trisha and folks, right, were partying at Black. After Black, you and Maurice went your separate ways. Okay. In the scene that broke the internet on Saturday, Kimmi, it was intimated that you didn't realize that he wasn't home until the wee hours in the morning. And a lot of people were asking, like, well, why is Kimmi okay with her husband leaving an event? Hey, Tisha, leaving an event and not going straight home to be with his wife. And why is Kimmi sleeping in a bed where it's just her and the pillows from Bed Bath & Beyond, and not knowing that your husband is not home until you wake up and notice he wasn't next to you?
So, first of all, in order to have a true conversation, people need to be as open and authentic as they can be.
Mhm.
And in that regard, I say that because we've been doing the show a long time. There's been little clips, there's been little scenes, there's been little this, that, and the other, where I've been very clear that I don't like late night hour hanging out. I've said it several different times and several different ways. There was even a time when there was conversation at one of the reunions where we talked about, before the show ever started, why you didn't want to talk about them coming in late, because I don't like it. I don't like it. That's why I didn't want to talk about it, because I don't like it. And it has been an Achilles heel. It simply has. So it's really weird to me how people come up with the notion that she's fine with it. She's not fine with it. However, what she's not going to do is stress herself out. She
Right.
doesn't stress herself out. I met Maurice as fun loving. He liked to hang out with his friends, his guys, Sadark, all of them, Sadark, Marceau, Micah, all of them. They like that. I met him in that vein. I met him for the streets. That's how I met him. And so he likes to do that. He does. And so there was a time when I would stress out and I'm like, where you at? Oh, what you doing? There was definitely a time when I would do that. And that time has passed. That time has passed. I do. I go home and I go to bed. And God forbid, this is not the call that you ever want to get. It is simply not. This is the one that you actually worried about, from the very beginning. It's the call that you never want to happen. But there definitely came a time in our relationship where I gave him to his brother's keepers. And y'all's job is to make sure that he got home safely. Like that, literally, that is the truth. Authentic. That is all I have to say. I trusted him. I've never not trusted him in that regard. And I know that's weird to a lot of people. It was actually kind of weird to me, to be perfectly honest. But everybody who participated in introducing us to each other always spoke extremely highly in regards to his efficacy in regards to relationships. And that always meant a lot to me. I'm talking about his parents, his family, his friends, everybody. And so I never not trusted when he was out with his friends partying at the bar, drinking at the cigar lounge, smoking cigars, whatever. But I stopped stressing out about it. I did. I absolutely went home and I went to bed. That's just the truth of the matter. And if that means to people that she didn't care, she's okay with it, that's not what it means. That means that I reached a point where I'm going to go home and I'm going to go to bed. And so, yes, when I woke up and he wasn't there, that was a problem.
Mm-hmm.
That was a problem because that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. Usually I go home, I go to bed, and at some point, 2, 3 o'clock, he'll come and he'll, go to bed. It's just like that. So yeah, when I woke up and he wasn't there, it was a problem. And so I really, I'm kind of over people thinking that I don't care about that. Because and it sometimes when things don't actually show on TV, you can say, "Oh, why ain't y'all play that?" But you've actually played it several times that that I care.
Say it, Kimmi.
Sorry. I mean, you've said it. And so people just kind of determine in their own minds what is what. But I don't ride the streets going to look for folk. Like I just don't. I don't go over to Marcel's house and do all this. That I don't be looking for people. I don't look for people. I go home. I got to go to bed and I got to go to work and I got to take care of kids. So I've never been a partier where I'm just hanging out all night. So when my night is done, I'm at the house. I go home.
Okay. I want to hear from Lateshia and Dustin, but Kimmi, I'm asking this because this is the #1 most asked question on this chat, right? They're asking you, so do you allow Maurice to cheat in peace?
No, I don't. I wouldn't. I don't believe that Maurice is cheating on me, and I wouldn't allow Maurice to cheat in peace. Some people can put up with it for 4 or 5 years. That's not my case. That's simply not me. And it's kudos to people who can get past that. I don't honestly know if I could. And no one has presented me. Same with Tisha. Ain't nobody presented me with nothing. Like just absolutely nothing. And so at this juncture, I just don't have reason to believe that. But I would not let him cheat in peace. Trust that.
Do you
Y'all would hear a lot of
Do you and Maurice share locations?
no.
Okay. Lateshia, does Glenn hang out late and you what is your dynamic? If Glenn was out until the wee hours in the morning, is that something that happens in your marriage, or is that something that you two have talked about and discussed as well?
Yeah, in the 20s, early 20s, late 20s, yes. Glenn used to hang out. I would hang out with my friends, but the Glenn now, no, Glenn is home. Glenn is home before me, the Glenn now. But I have experienced that. I've experienced that, like, where are you? I know you said you don't pull up. Girl, I done pulled up. I mean, several times. You got to think. And so I respect that because, like you said, Kimmi, you and Maurice got together later on. So you have to think 18, 19, 20. I mean, I am pulling up. You know what I mean? I'm pulling up. I'm standing by the car. When he opened the car to come, I'm right here. You know, like, hi, you know, it's 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Of course, not like now I don't have to deal with that, but I've been that girl. I'm not gonna lie. I will pull up. I will wait. I will find out your friend who went with you to the club. I'm at his girl house. We sitting here, we watching a movie. You know, I've been that girl. You know what I'm saying? And now, like, I know I can't, I'm not that girl now, but honey, it's been a lot. Like, I'm talking about up all night on a Saturday, you sleep all day Sunday. Cause he, you know, hangover from the club and me, a hangover from, you know, up all night.
That's real talk, though. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And that's part of where my dilemma comes in when it comes to Maurice and some of his friends hanging out. Like, it's a big age to be still hanging out. So I don't disagree. At some point, you turn the corner. Like, you turn the corner at some point. So never get it twisted that it is something that has gone unsaid. Maurice and I have had various conversations. You already know we had them before the show, filmed his first time. So nothing about what I'm saying is new. It's just not a particular fight that I'm willing to fight. Now, if somebody brings me some stuff and like, this is where he was on Tuesday at 4 o'clock, while you thought he was with Siddharth, then yeah, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it right here. We're going to talk about it right here. I don't need the heavens to open. I don't need a whole bunch of extraterrestrial activity to, I don't need all of that extra stuff. I don't. But what I'm not going to do is entertain a whole bunch of he said, she said, he looked like a cheater. Like, right. I'm just.
Oh, for sure. I want Dustin to talk real quick, but I want to ask this because everybody has deal breakers. Is cheating a deal breaker for you, Kimmi? Like, if you found out, let's say Maurice did cheat, and obviously I'm not putting it out there like that. Like, for me, for example, cheating is not a deal breaker. For me, stealing is. If you steal my money, you're going to jail, and I will hire the Cochran law firm. So for you, is cheating a deal breaker to where it's like, that's it, I'm divorcing you?
Oh, you're talking to Dustin. Me?
No,
Dustin.
you, Kimmi.
Oh, okay. Yes. In my relationship from beginning to end, the thing is, when Maurice and I met, because of some of his circumstances, it was a deal breaker for both of us. It was 100% deal breaker for both of us. We were both on the same page as far as infidelity. And then we went to counseling at one point, our premarital counseling. And we had a session and she asked us deal breakers. I said infidelity, both of us. And he was like, hold on. I said, what you mean? Hold on. It's always been both of us infidelity. And he said there's been some experiences with family members and different friends, family going through divorce and the kids. And so he might not be so quick to say that at this point. I'm still on the deal breaker page. Now, you show me something from 10 years ago that we was dating and we wasn't married. I'm not divorcing my husband from something that happened 10 years ago. So y'all can just go to bed with that. But if something happened yesterday and somebody brings me this, that, and the other, then we're going to have a real conversation about it. I love my husband, and there's a part of my spirit that would want me to say I can hang in there, but I'm not the most trusting person. I'm simply not the most trusting person. And once you break my trust, it's extremely difficult to get back on that page. I know me. It's extremely difficult to get back on the trusting train with me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to roll with Kimmi on this one. For me, it's about trust, right? So while cheating may not be a deal breaker in and of itself, dishonesty damn sure is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to share space and have somebody have access to my most privileged information, my finances, family secrets, all the shit that comes with being in a relationship. You don't want to share those things and be vulnerable in that way to a person that you can't trust with your livelihood.
Right.
Also, we grown, right? So there's a lot of different configurations that we can apply to our relationship. We can have that conversation before we even agree to be committed and monogamous to one another and be just as fulfilled in our experiences together, right? Without saying we in a relationship so we can fuck whoever we want to. So I don't think that to me, it's just about being an adult. When you're talking about dating and not being committed, that's one thing. When you're talking about committing to each other, for me, the conversation just evolves at that point. So it's definitely a deal breaker for me. If I can control myself, you definitely got to control yourself.
Correct.
So I'm going to have a very different opinion. And this, again, the beauty of this conversation is we all have different opinions and experiences.
Yeah.
My man is not hanging out at 4 o'clock in the morning, or we're done. That's me though, and I'm gonna tell you why. Anybody I'm dating now, I'm 45 years old, right? In my 20s, 30s, whatever. We having fun, especially in the lifestyle of which we of Dustin participate in. You know, we're having fun, right? We're having fun. Carlos King's man is not about to be at anyone's after hours at 4 o'clock in the morning. Because my thing that I tell everybody who I do talk to, right? If we are in an exclusive relationship, I will give you the world. I will give you peace. The only thing I ask for in return is do not embarrass me.
Mm-hmm.
So and again, this is for me. You ain't gonna find my man in no club at 4 o'clock in the morning. You're just not, because I will feel like this. If I'm leaving and we're at same said party, you coming home with me. And another thing, right? Like, you come home with me. What do you need out there that you can get at home? I will buy you liquor. I will buy a bartender. I will buy a DJ. I will buy a disco ball. I will buy a stripper for you. I will give you everything you're looking for. Milk duds, a Slurpee, a slushie, a hot dog at 7-Eleven. I will bring all that to my home. You should have no need to go outside of me. Because if you do, I'm not pleasing whatever the situation is. And you clearly want something that I'm not providing for you. And if that's the case, then go hang out with your peoples at 4 a.m.
I think that Kimmi made a great point though when you highlighted receiving a person at exactly who they present themselves to be, right? Most people are not inclined to want their partner at the club at 4 a.m. because of the temptations that exist in that environment, right? But if we're being real, those same temptations exist in your partner's office when they're at work. Those same temptations exist in the gym. Those same temptations exist at the gas station, anywhere. And if someone is a social person that enjoys being in that environment and they were honest about that and y'all trust each other, I don't see nothing wrong with hanging out. Now, there's a way to do it with some respect to your partner and to dignify them. So maybe you're not out until 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like I am. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you're not doing that. But
10 a.m.
yeah, you know, and I'm single
In
too.
a
So that's a
relationship,
different
would you still do
conversation.
that?
Nah, I would bring my ass home. You know what I'm saying? But I would still hang out, and I would allow my partner to hang out with their friends as well, if that is a part of the fabric of who they are as a person. If you're social and you are fed, you know, fundamentally in those environments, then get that. And we should be adults and be able to trust each other.
I don't want your brand of fabric softener. If I meet you and your fabric of life is to hang out until 5 o'clock in the morning, then you need another fabric softener. This ain't the
Why
fabric.
can't you just go too? And if you met them in that environment, then what's the problem? You enjoy it too.
Oh, no. But that's the thing. Listen, when you are in a relationship, it's about compromise. Okay? It's give and take. Right? If I'm telling you, don't embarrass me, and by embarrassing me is you out in these streets while I'm in these sheets. Okay? And if I'm telling you to your face, that's a problem for me. And I don't like it. I need your black. I'm going to need you to respectfully say to me, okay, if I'm out on the board, listen, this may sound weird, and it is what it is. The only way let me just say it, because I'm a gay Marcel. The only way I'm going to allow you to hang out 4 in the morning is if it's your birthday and I flew out, you and your friends, to Cabo, and you're hanging out at the strip in Mexico, and it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Baby, have fun, do your thing, and when you come back home, call me. We're gonna have drunk sex on the FaceTime, right? If we are living in the United States of America and we live in the same house and you still want to do those shenanigans, no.
Then you need to get up out the bed and put some of them clothes on you got in that closet and bring your ass down to the bar with me, and let's go have some drinks and dance and enjoy ourselves together, and then we go home together.
That's the gag. I was just
come on, let's go. Yeah.
Right now, that's crazy right here. It's so listening to it, because now for the last year, everywhere, when we go out together. We home at 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning now. I mean,
listen,
I love it. And we come home
that night. It was actually Jalen's birthday, and Jalen was having a birthday party. And to be fair, we didn't really think we were going to Jalen's birthday party because we didn't think we were that age group. But then Jalen called, and Jalen was like, "So y'all coming? Are y'all coming?" And we're like, "Oh, okay." So Maurice was at work. I'm the one who called him and said, "You really need to come. It's Jalen's party." You know what I'm saying? We were all there together, like all of us. It was Ken, Trisha, Kat, Marcel, Tisha, everybody. We were all at the birthday party together, and we all left together. And then him, Marcel, JB, some of their friends got to talking, and they were like, "Well, let's do, catch up and do some other stuff." And I was like, "Okay." I went home. Like, I literally went home. But what I wanted to say is that I agree with both of you. I agree with both of you. Part of what I'm saying is that I met him there. We were both hanging out. I hung out with my friends, and he hung out with his friends. I just kind of transitioned to the whole, I ain't got to be out all night. And to be fair, he just hasn't. Granted, he doesn't hang out near as much as he used to because it's a problem. And we've had multiple conversations about it. Like, multiple. I don't care for it, and I don't act like I care for it. I don't pretend to care for it. Nobody who knows me thinks I care for it. And so I agree with both of you. I would not like for this to be our conversation. I simply would not. I think there's a turning point in life. I think there's a turning point in life. And at that age, you know, my 20-year-old self hanging out, yeah, we're cool, but not right now.
Yeah, yeah. And I want to get into, so there was a scene that happened. Thank you, Kimmi, for your honesty and transparency. Thank you so much. There was a scene that happened on Belle Collective where JJ and his wife, Soguchi / Sophia / Shantae had a conversation because they're experiencing the woes of a blended family. Okay, so on Belle Collective this past Friday's episode, JJ and his God darn it t-shirt read Soguchi the riot act because Soguchi wants to possibly try to make amends with his ex-wife and the mother of his daughters, Selena. And JJ ain't having it. He doesn't want it. He told Soguchi, I do not want you talking to her. There's no need for you to talk to her. You don't have to make anything right with her. You let her be over there and you do nothing about it. And unfortunately, Soguchi was like, okay, fine. You know, she was like, that's what my man wants. That's what he's going to get. Do you guys agree with JJ's approach in terms of telling his now wife, I do not want you to try to mend a relationship with his ex-wife, who is the mother of his kids?
Hell no, I don't. I will definitely say I do not. I thought it was ridiculous what I watched in that scene. I thought Sophia, Soguchi, Shantae, all three of those people that embody that human person that we see, I thought she showed up with her heart in the right place. She was speaking to a resolution, to her forgiveness, and trying to build a bridge. We saw that the daughters had invited him and Selena had invited him to the baby shower as the leader of the family, especially as a person who has been so clear about them adhering to a certain structure within their household. You're supposed to lead that road to peace. And I did not like that he stopped her from being peaceable and stopped her from trying to build a bridge and make things right. I did not like his opposition to that. I thought it was ridiculous.
Lateshia?
I definitely agree with Dustin on that because, like, here's the thing. Outside, I know it's like, you know, they have this peace bond, whatever it is, no contact bond. Well, my thing is this. I've had a conversation with Soguchi Sophia, I like to say Sophia, on the side, where she didn't. She said to me several times, like, I don't have an issue with her. I don't have an issue with her. And it wasn't until I started watching the episodes where I can see her, I don't know what to say, like her struggle with it. Because no, Tisha, I don't have a problem with her. I want to move forward. I want to get to know the girls. I was there, you know, I want to do, that's what she was telling me. And, you know, Selena's like, I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue here. So I'm like, if you don't have an issue, Selena don't have an issue, what is going on here? But then watching the episodes, I see now, like, hey, you know, that's her husband. You know, that is her husband. And she's like, dang, I'm gonna follow my man, you know? So, but do I agree? No.
Yeah. Because Kimmi, the thing is this, you obviously are a part of a blended family, and courtesy of the legacy of our show, which we were able to see you navigate through that issue with Maurice's ex-wife, and your stepson, well, your bonus son, Maurice Jr. And baby, we saw Kimberly Grace Scott really deal with it. So when you saw that scene between JJ and Selena, could you relate to it? Or did you feel like, this may not be the right approach?
So here's the thing. I didn't think it was the right approach. And, you know, Maurice has never been like the person that didn't want us to get along. There have been conversations where I felt like he could have done things earlier in our relationship to help facilitate that. But he's never been one to, you know, verbally say like, I don't need y'all to get along. I don't need y'all in the same room. I don't see how you can co-parent well without being able to get along. Like, I simply don't see how that happens. without you being able to get along. All of us participate in raising the kids. So yeah, I understood a little bit of it just for the argument's sake. Don't nobody want to be fussing and arguing every time you're in the same room. So like this much understood when he was saying, I want my piece and I need you to have your piece, because they got into it the last time. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Then she comes home, she's mad, she's telling him about what happened. And so I can understand that much with him saying, I'm just trying to keep the peace. My priority is the peace rather than the relationship. But I don't think you can raise the kids and be a successful unit without at some point those people coexisting.
Do you and Jalen's dad get along?
Yeah, we do.
Wait, what was that? Wait, do y'all get along? Do y'all? Okay,
That looked like Trish. That looked like Trish when Trish told her she was married, but I'm not.
Like what? What is right? Your mouth saying one thing, but your body language saying something else.
Does Jalen? What was the last time you and Jalen's dad had a conversation?
We probably had a conversation right when he was getting out of school. I got in college, so that's maybe 3-4 years ago. Like at this point, he's grown, so we really don't interact that much. Like that's just the nature of it. During his adolescent years, when we had to, in order to raise him, we absolutely did. But when I tell y'all I can hold a fucking grudge, I just can. I just can. And I'm just being, that's why I don't like getting into it with people, because they be over it and I be still mad.
Same.
But
I wish I could hold a grudge.
It's the truth. And my baby daddy took me to court. Like I had to pay money as a single parent to have full custody of my child. And so I've been very salty about that for a long time. So I didn't make a lot of effort to be warm fuzzies. Like I'm broke raising this kid that you don't help me with. And then you take me to court and I got to pay for an attorney on top of you not helping me, just for the judge to take, bruh, let that baby go with that woman and go home. You know what I'm saying? So I had to pay money for a judge to tell you that. And so I was salty. I was salty for a really, really long time. I just was.
Do you think he did that allegedly because he was still in love with you and he wanted you back? And that was
not at all. No. Not at all. No.
He just wanted to see you hurt, allegedly.
Yes, I think it was the hurt factor. And quite frankly, he had a friend who was an attorney. So he didn't have to pay on his side. I only had to pay on my side.
Oh, wow.
But it was a hurt factor. He wasn't still in love. And because even our situation wasn't that. We didn't date 15 years and it was the love of my life and I missed him. We went to high school together and it was one of those things. We went to our 10-year reunion. So it wasn't he wasn't deeply in love with me to where he was just trying to be petty. It was just getting it where it hurts. It was sticking it where it hurts. He knew I was struggling. So no, it was sticking it where it hurts. So yeah, I've been salty. So I'm being honest. You want honesty?
Are you still salty?
I like to believe I'm past it for the most part, but I mean, I didn't get a lot of help with college. And we said we were going to split college 50-50. And so it's like, soon as you try to get over the one thing, something else comes. You know what I'm saying? And so it was hard. Like, it was just hard. And we went to high school. We had a lot of mutual friends, you know? And I think even at some point, me and Melody had this conversation. Like, I didn't always want to be around him either. I would tell my best friend, one friend that I would tell, you can't invite him over. Like, that's just, no, you can't. I had one friend, one best friend. And that's the only person. Like, we have a lot of mutual friends. So it wasn't everybody, but one friend I would tell, like, yeah, you can't. He took me through it. Like, he took me financially. He took me through it.
I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, okay.
That's a lot. Yeah.
That is a lot. Wow. Okay. So, going back to Huntsville real quick, I want to talk about this scene. So obviously, we addressed the fact that Maurice got a DUI. And in this past Saturday's episode, you kind of saw everyone's reaction to that. You saw Melody talk to Shanita. You saw the guys talk about it. What were your thoughts on the conversations about people's opinions about Maurice having a DUI? Is there anything that you saw that you didn't like or you felt was not okay?
For the most part, I saw what I expected to see. To be honest, Maurice and I, just simply had more facts than everybody else. And so to watch other people make their judgments without the facts, it was pretty much what I expected. I don't think I got any surprises from people's reaction. And for the record, he was arrested for a DUI. He didn't get it. He was arrested for it.
Did you?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Lateshia Pierce. This is your brunch, honey. Go ahead, host.
No, I was just going to ask. Oh, you said so. He, child, they say ain't got no job. I like it like that. But since 2011, I'm a bail bondsman. Like that's like that's what I do. So he got arrested, but he was released. He wasn't charged. I know you just said like he got it basically dismissed.
No, he was charged, but
okay.
He denied it. They had to go through due process.
Mm-hmm.
No, he was absolutely arrested. He was absolutely arrested, and he was absolutely charged. All of that's public knowledge. That's fact. That's a fact. Okay. It was an arrest.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but someone else said it was something else. I was like, oh, wait, he must have gotten it dismissed. Got you. Yeah. And I can understand, I can relate to you with that call. Like sometimes I have to call parents, I have to call wives, especially with DUIs. And, it's not a good, anytime you get that, hey, you got to, collect call from John, come get me, I'm in the jail. You know what I mean? So it's not a great feeling, So I can see like watching that episode and you like, oh my God, what is going on? And the fear, like, where is he? Is he in a hospital? If he's here, if he's there. I mean, I deal with, family.
We've been together a long time and I've never got that phone call like ever.
So that was his first DUI. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And Dustin, what do you think about that whole conversation?
Shout out to Maurice and Kimmi for being, vulnerable and transparent and having it on camera. Shit happens. And I don't think that's anything that Maurice intended to do. I don't think he went out with the intention of having a wild night. And, and just like Kimmi just said, he didn't get a DUI. He was charged. He was arrested for that. There's details here that are very significant that we just simply don't have because it's none of our damn business. And so what we've seen, we saw them.
It's my business because
yeah, but follow me though, because them details, right, that are not our business. Kimmi and them said it happened. They talked about it on camera. They doing what they have to do with that. I think the salacious element that's being thrown and attached to this is frustrating. I know it's got to be frustrating for you because it's something they're dealing with, man. And I don't think it's indicative of things being, irretrievably broken in their marriage. It's just a circumstance that they're managing, That's what I think. I'd much rather talk about that conversation on the bench between Destiny and Martell. That was another ridiculous moment. That whole conversation was a fool. First of all, what are y'all? Destiny told the story completely contrary to what we saw on the screen that happened on the trip. Second of all, Maurice, Martell and Destiny are sitting there making this whole entire conversation about Melody. Destiny, like you weren't just crying. This is the problem that some of the people have with Destiny on the show and what we see versus what she says, right? Destiny wants to be friends with Melody. She's not really friends with Tisha. That's why she sat there and let Martell call Marceau all kind of cheaters and didn't say nothing, just made a face as if she was shocked. That's petty. That's trivializing something that's a very serious accusation. And she let that happen. She only linked up with Lateshia to be friends because she fell out with Melody and she was too proud to fix it. And she desires that friendship. We saw her looking over her shoulder, moist-eyed, telling Melody that she loved her. We saw that. We saw it, and that's what she wants. She wants to be friends with Melody, but she's too proud to fix it. And Melody's at a place in her life where she's not interested in revisiting past connections. It's simple, but just say that as opposed to sitting on a park bench saying, hey, yeah, she big, and then imitating the sound of Melody's voice. All of that was just, I don't know what they thought that scene was going to accomplish, but it made both of them look less than honest and less than trustworthy and less than mature as well. So that's the scene I want to talk about.
Listen, come on over to Belle Collective because you said some stuff there. You started
Kimmi, Lateshia, is Dustin. What do you think about what Dustin just said? I'm going to caress my Love and Marriage Huntsville pillow.
I got one of those.
I know. Thank you, Own. I love you so much. Go ahead, Kimmi and Lateshia.
I think Dustin has a point, and sometimes it's hard to hear.
Oh, her eyes were moist too.
When she said, "I'm sorry, I love you," yeah, we thought they had a turning point in St. Thomas. Like by the time we got back, things were very different. Then the energy, Destiny had by the time we got back was different than what we thought we saw while we were there. And we've said to Destiny that we felt like she liked that relationship. And it's hard to hear. It's simply what I think. And I could be 7,000% wrong. I'm okay with being wrong. But that's the energy that we get when we're in that environment. That's the energy I feel like I see when things look like they can get back on track. When it looks like it can get back on track, it appears that that she would like for things to get fixed.
You can see it. Definitely, you can see it. I mean, the energy, let's just say this. I actually met Melanie for the first time last Monday at the American Reality Television Awards. Mm-hmm. Yes, that was my first time literally meeting her in person. It was amazing. Her energy for me, because I'm going to be honest, I was like, what to expect when you meet someone new, her energy was so amazing. It was magnetic. It was like, I'm an energy type person. And it was like, it was like the same energy, like it was a vibe. So if that's the kind of energy and the bubbly and the, all of this and let's get it, Destiny is missing that. But you can't befriend people who, if you're trying to get a relationship back on track, you can't go around befriending people who've hurt the friend that, you're trying to get your friend get back on track with. That's just kind of what I picked up. But I can tell, watching it at Destiny is like, oh my God, can we be friends again? And I just I just get that energy, from her. And it is what it is. And on these shows, and not to everybody has an important, like a major role, but it's so hard to trust people, to give them your all when it's like, in her position, if anybody knows anything about her, it's like, boom, y'all gonna put it out there. So how can you said it earlier, Kimmi, it's hard to trust. It's hard to respect, and I just think that that's the issue, because the melody that I experienced was the exact melody from season 1 that I saw. The one that I experienced and we had a great time. It was like, woo, like we had been knowing each other. It was a season 1, like the person that I saw when y'all came across and y'all, in your little dresses and everything about to rebuild Huntsville. That was that girl. The girl that I see now is the girl that's like, I gotta protect myself from everybody, on the other ladies on the show. And that's just the energy that I pick up with that, And like I said in a conversation, I feel like people don't change. Even with me, I don't change. I'm still me. The people will change you. People change people. I'm still me in the inside, but you have to protect it. Because on my show, some of these girls, any chance that they get, they want to paint me to be this horrible person. You know what I mean? People don't change. People change people. And although Melanie may miss a friendship with Destiny, she may miss a little of that, but if you switch up, stay over there,
That's how I feel. What's the incentive to find resolve if the moment, not only do you have this conversation where you're sharing things that are inaccurate according to what we saw, but you also are having it with this person who the history that I have them with. I think the intention is clear, right? And I think that you made a great point, Lateshia, when you brought up the difference between the melody that we saw on screen season 1 versus the melody that we see today, who is obviously in defense mode, obviously protecting herself, her peace at times, her whatever. That's where she's at with it. Kudos to Kimmi for protecting the relationship and maintaining the bond that she has with Melody throughout those changes, and remaining a person who they've been able to see each other and meet each other with respect mutually through these evolutions. It's pretty clear to me. I think Melody could do a much better job at being open sometimes to resolve with certain issues. In that same breath, I understand completely, totally, and wholeheartedly why she is not. So it's just a difficult balancing act where you have to be understanding as well as mature. And so it takes a lot. But I didn't like what I saw on that park bench from Destiny and Martell in that scene. I did not like that.
Park bench. I'm laughing
And
because
yeah,
it's the part. That's why I'm laughing.
because they were sitting on the ends. One was on each end of the bench, and the bench was just in the middle, and they was just sitting there. And I think the space.
I can't take the park. I can't take the park bench or the boys. Okay.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you before we move on to one more thing with the Belle before I let y'all go. I agree with Kimmi because obviously Kimmi was there on the girls' trip. And the way the show works, I have a team who are the day-to-day producers. And they call me depending on what's happening. I get phone calls every minute on the minute. Kimmi cussed out Nail over the room.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I get
That's Nail.
yeah, Kimmi, Carlos, I'm like, what? Kimmi cussed out Nail. What happened? Or Carlos, what? Child, Destiny and Mel got into it. They got up. Whatever. So, anyways, now I gotta see why I wake up every morning like, what's happening today? Anyways, so when the producers called me and said, Carlos, Destiny and Melody had a great moment where they apologized and they pretty much hugged it out. And I thought, how beautiful is that? Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, there's hope for this, because this is the thing that y'all may know, and if y'all don't, I'll tell y'all. Destiny and Melody had a real friendship. And Kimmi, if I'm lying, stop me. They had a real friendship. They were very close. And I loved it. I love their friendship. So when you're on reality TV, it is difficult because the strangest thing about this social experiment of reality TV, y'all can get along in real time, but when that episode plays back and you hear what they said about you in confessionals, or when an interview is done, whether it's on Reality with the King or another content creators platform, you like a bit. And then for us, for the producers, I'm gonna tell y'all some real tea. We get confused, like, wait, y'all made up though, like we're good. Well, she said this on the interview. Well, I watched the episode because Huntsville is shot all year round, child. So the cast are watching these episodes that happened 3 months ago. They could have made up today. Later that night, when Huntsville comes on and they see a scene that happened 3 months ago, they mad all over again. Same thing with Belle Collective. So it is challenging. And that's why I want to ask the two of you, especially Lateshia and Kimmi, before we move on. Is it hard to maintain real friendships on reality TV because of what I just expressed?
I think for me, no. The answer is no, because I think like if you were my friend from the beginning, you're gonna be my friend. Friends go through ups and downs. That's just what I think personally. I think sometimes some of the new friends, the new colleagues that we meet, it takes a little bit more to get past the friend zone. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if I get in an argument with somebody I just met in January, I'm not going to care. Like, I'm not. But if I get in an argument with Mel and them, I care more. I care more about fixing it. But then when you see stuff, like, I promise you, I told you before we started, like, we can't keep doing reunions without seeing all these wonderful behind the scenes, all these wonderful confessional comments that are made, because some of those need to be addressed. And some stuff, when we do the reunion early, we haven't seen half the stuff. You know, people will see these clips and be like, "Ooh, they gonna eat Kimmi up at the reunion." No, they not, because we didn't even know they said it, girl. Like, no, they not. So we need to be able to see all the stuff that people got to say when they not in your face. Like we really do. We really do. And that's not going to help what you're talking about. It's not going to help build a relationship. But I think some of the stuff needs to be addressed. Like all that extra behind the scene talking with your friends and all that, and you can't say it to a person. Yeah, that's like, yeah, you need to say it to them.
I agree with you, Kimmi. I think that for me, when you look at a relationship, I mean, you guys been watching. Me and Marie will go toe to toe.
Right.
I'm talking about on camera, off camera. We will go toe to toe, and it's from a place of love. But we don't have to worry about like, is she moving like this over here? If she's moving like that, there you can have friendships. Solid friendships on reality television. You guys saw what me and Latrice went through, you know, and it was like more so of Hurt get involved. Hurt can just like, it'll take it to a whole nother level, but you can have friendships. And the new people that come, of course, I mean, can we have a real conversation? You know, they're gonna come from an OG anyway. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, yeah, that's expected. And it's like, okay, but I really have absolutely no feelings, you know, other than us pushing this story forward. But, you know, I don't care if I never talk to you again. I don't care if I never speak to you, but the friendships that I hold hard, because I love so hard. So if you hear, it's like, oh no, we got to make this right, because we have something that's real. You know what I mean? So you can have friendships. You know, I think Marie like literally cursed me out like last week. And then we went, and she, you know, and she asked me did we want to go get something to eat. I mean, it's a real thing. I mean, it's a real thing.
I know, I love it. To know Marie is to love. Like Marie, everyone knows I'm obsessed with Marie Monroe.
Yeah, I mean,
Marie is like nobody I've ever met in my life, and I love that. Speaking of people coming for the OG, the last topic is the return of me and Dustin's fellow Michigander, Dr. Antoinette Lyles. She made a return. She's an OG from Belle Collective. She told people at our premiere party that Oprah hand selected her. We love Dr. Antoinette Lyles. Love her. Lateshia, be nice. Okay.
Oh, my sinuses. I don't know why.
Antoinette is back, and I love her. She's an OG. She is a part of the original cast, the original pilot, and she came back and made her voice heard. Before I let the ladies get involved, Dustin, go ahead, brother. Everything you want to talk about when it comes to all of that.
First of all, that improv scene, I watched it so many times. What a perfect setting for people to act a fool, right? I thought it was great. Now, second of all, looking at this through the lens of what makes a great ensemble cast reality show, right? Dr. Antoinette's addition back into the fold was brilliant. At the moment she stepped on screen, things shook up immediately. She looks great. She is accomplished. She's articulate. She is willing and able and capable. And I think that her energy versus a lot of the other energies on the cast, it just makes for a great mix. So I was very excited to see her back and more candid and transparent than ever. I thought that Lateshia did a great job of staying in the moment. You did an incredible job of just staying in the moment and getting the job done. You could tell that you didn't like some of the things that she said, and you would react, but then get right back into what the motive, what you were trying to accomplish, which was bring these women together by means of a conversation that needed to be had. And so kudos to you for not being thrown off your square. I thought it was great. I was thoroughly entertained. thoroughly.
Thank you, Dustin. Thank
I'm
you so much.
starting to laugh the Dustin. The entire time you're talking, the look on Lateshia.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's still trying to stay in character.
I mean, first of all, let's just, I don't even know where to start with this situation. I know you heard you say things as transparent, like all these types of things. It was comical to me because with all due respect, she was in the moment, but she wasn't in the moment. And I leave that for her to tell. I just feel like for me, with her coming back to, into that fold, it was kind of crazy to me because she left saying that she lost money being in the room, but she wanted to be in the room. She wants to be in the room. And I'm assuming because, she's not practicing anymore. So you need a check. So that's fine. But my issue is this, I'm all for making great television. I'm all for coming together. When she came for me, first she tried Marie. So it's like, okay, I got to get myself relevant. Because Dustin, let's just be honest. But honey, once you hold a bell, you're going to always hear that ring. That's what it is. Once you hold that bell, that ring, and you leave, it's going to sound. You're gonna notice it. You're gonna hear it.
Right. So Lateshia, not that your ears are ringing because somebody talking about you. It's the ring of the bell.
That bell, like, come on. See, Antoinette and she and I, we've had after the premiere, we've talked or whatever. She came and expressed her concern. My concern, you left the Belle Collective without even giving it a chance. You said you losing money. You out here want to do interviews to tell how much we making. She just left all wrong, right? So first season of Belle Collective, what I used to tell the girls when it was like, I don't want everybody, it was just new. And I used to say, let's make a TV show, y'all. Come on, get it together. Let's make a TV show. Get out whatever's going on right now. You don't want to film. You don't want to do this. Let's make a TV show. So during that scene, I'm like, okay, and she came for me. She leaned down, run the cameras back, Carlos. She said, let's make a TV show. Oh, this is an audition. Oh, I did not know that. I had no idea.
Are you accusing Antoinette of auditioning?
That's what it was. So I said, oh, she went to Marie and Marie didn't bite. Marie said, Antoinette, get out of my face. Like, go on. So she came down and when she leaned, she said, let's make a TV show. I'm like, oh, that season, like Lateshia, remember, used to say, let's make a TV show to get everybody back. So I'm like, got it. Got it, noted. So really, after that whole situation, if I've been living in your head rent free for 4 years, you deserve speak your piece. Speak your piece. And we have crossed each other since then. But hey, it is what it is. I'm all about women empowerment. I help people get ahead in life. So if that's what you want to do, by all means, honey, I'm all for pushing it forward. I'm all for it.
You empower women and you want to empower Dr. Antoinette to get back on the show. Okay.
You said you lose money sitting in the room with us, but you're sitting here. Let's make it make sense. But after you get on Oprah Winfrey Network, Kingdom Reign Production, and you sit here and you say, oh, you full of shit. I don't want to be here with these girls. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And let me just say this, Carlos, because you said something very important. You said that Latrice had been asking Antoinette to come. Right. So I'm like, there's so many stories going on with that. And Latrice said, well, oh my gosh, she came because production said she needed a friend. Then Antoinette came out here and say, they sent me over here to save this show. They begging me.
Yeah. Wait, she said that?
So she said it in singing. She said it. She said, I saved the show. She said it. What? Where did you come from? So I'm all for that. What I don't like, a lot of times what I don't like, I feel like we all have personal stories. We all have things going on. I feel like if this for any of these girls, if you have to constantly put my name in your mouth to make you relevant, what you are that inadequate? Like, I feel like if you have so much going on, why can't you level up on your own, you know? But constantly hearing people get clickbait, this, Lateshia this, Lateshia that. And I'm just like, y'all call me in private, right? To help you do things in private. And then y'all get on Open Win for Network. Y'all get on this station, Carlos King, Kingdom Reign Production. And then y'all down in the branches, y'all down in me. But what about y'all calling me behind the scenes saying my story ain't right, help me line it up? Why I'm not filming with you? How can we work together on something so we can get camera time? But y'all get out here and act like that. So that goes back to the issues that I have. So Antoinette first came, I think she came at me and Akeisha about Ferris Street. Comical, because my nose keep running. You was there, but you wasn't there. So, and you start there, and then you come and say, you're not shit. Then you come and talk to Marie. I understand your pain. You know, Marie, I feel sorry for you. The world owes you an apology. Now, had Latrice known that Antoinette was going to get there and kiss Marie's ass, Latrice would have left Antoinette, well, not at her practice because it's not there, but somewhere else, you know, and not had her to come on here. I'm all for making TV. I'm all for making reality TV, not reality TV. I push my way through. I give hard stories. I give terrible stories. I give embarrassing stories all the time. So I think these ladies should do the same. But when you look down at me and you say, let's make a TV show. Oh, okay. So you want to get back on the show. You know what I'm saying? So that was just the issue that I have. But again, I'm all about women empowerment. Lateshia Pearson, Women Branch, Mississippi. I mentor Empower Me Sis. I will help you. I will help you become the best version of yourself. So unlike her and anybody else, I'm not going to get on here and down anybody or cause bodily harm or attempt bodily harm. Last season of Belle Collective. I'm not doing that. You know, but at the end of the day, that's just what that was about. But that story, and me and Antoinette, after the premiere party, we talked in the bathroom, and we were in there for 30 minutes. Latrice, Marie, everybody was looking for us, and Antoinette had a conversation. We talked about it. But then, who knows? Tomorrow, when she come back or whatever, it's gonna be, oh, Lateshia is the devil. Yeah, because what else you gonna talk about?
Kimmi, you have the last word of the night.
So Dustin said at the onset that he thought it was a fabulous addition, awesome addition. Mm-hmm. Who do you think would be an awesome addition to us?
I don't think we met them yet. I don't think we.
You said you haven't met them yet. Word. That's what I'm saying. Like, because we keep getting additions. I'm just saying. I'm just curious.
I don't think we've met them yet.
Did you hear him say he hasn't met them yet?
There's a lot of legs.
Time out. Before Dustin cooks, your question, Kimmi, was who would be an awesome addition to Love and Marriage Huntsville that we have seen before?
Or not. Just an addition. Because none of us disagree that an addition should be there. None of us disagree with that. It's just the additions we have elected sometimes apparently didn't rise to the level of what Dustin thinks is awesome. So I was just curious.
I think that this year, I think what you want to talk about Trisha and Ken.
We've had a whole bunch of people. We've had a whole bunch of people come and go. We've had friends. We've had
and I'm glad they've
15,
gone.
20 years. 20-year friends, and then all of a sudden the friend ain't there no more. We've had a whole bunch of people to come, So I was just curious when you said that rang a bell to me, because we don't disagree that there can be some additions. We don't disagree.
Yeah, I think there could be additions, and I'm not talking even friends of. I think full-time new couples. I think 2 new couples would be great. I think that there are some stories to explore in the Fletcher household with those children. I believe that's a whole nother book of stories amongst that family that could be explored either on the show or off, but we got to be real about it because they're going through those children have real circumstances that if, archives would be great. But yeah, I think we need on Huntsville, we need to trim a little bit of the fat, which is actually taking care of itself a little bit. And I think that 2 new couples would be great. We almost had it with Trisha and Ken because of the tie-in through Martell, but she lied about that. So it kind of nullified that whole arc. And so, you know, I think they should stay on because they got a lot going on, especially after the conversation we saw with Marquez. Marquez, is that his name? Sitting there just going out bad at the table like that. I think that, you know, we can still explore that, but bring on two more new couples. Let's watch them, two new couples that know each other, right? Let's watch them integrate into the core six, and let's make that run. Let's watch that. That's what I would like to see. I think that's the perfect refresh. Yeah.
Oh, give us some pointers on Belle Collective. You're good
I
at
love
this.
I love Belle
Give us some
Collective.
pointers on Belle Collective.
I love the stories. I thought that the honest scene that you and Glenn thought at the plot of land that you showed him that you wanted to build a home on, I thought that was great. I thought that you showing him the email that you got, that just you can't manufacture that, right? That's just real shit that just happens, and that's what makes these shows good. It's never about confrontation and being combative. That's cool to watch, but only because we watch it build up, excuse me. So just keep telling those stories. I think that Latrice has stepped into her shoes very well this season. I think that she is very honest in her expression on the show this season, and I think that that's giving this season so far just the gas it needs to be propelled into greatness. So I'm impressed with the Bells. I tell Carlos all the time, we got to talk about the damn Bells.
Yes,
so
please do. Yes.
So,
No,
and
I
I
love
take it back to the authentic, like why it was created, like all this extra stuff, like, and it's good. It's good. It makes great, you know, great TV. But like, just the look at Carlos fanning, just the
that's the heat. That's the heat. That's the heat. Carlos got to get because he got to get it from us too.
And you guys will notice when we came into the scene and into that scene, I got up. And I embraced Dr. Antoinette. I didn't even know she was about to come.
Well, you gotta, yes, but don't spoil too much.
It was on there. No, we just watched it.
Okay, because we got part 2 of this.
No, that was part 1. No, we had made it to all other stuff.
I'm sorry, you're right.
And I embraced her. I had literally no idea. At that point, the bells are, we are on track. If you notice, like we're moving, everything is moving. I'm like, love and light. I see positivity. And I embraced her. And I'm just like, I know we had to have that, you know, that thing. And I'm like, you just, girl, came for me for nothing. It was crazy.
Y'all have this, the Bells have this very interesting dynamic that's hard to describe. But I will say that I tell people all the time, Belle Collective to me is the best female ensemble show on TV, on reality television. It's the best.
It's incredible.
It's genuine and it's organic and it's authentic. So adding Selena to the cast of Belle Collective to me was a step in the right direction to really continue to elevate the show. So I think when it comes to Belle Collective, listen, I'm always open to meeting new Bells, but I definitely think our 7 Bells, I think they're all perfect.
Got it.
Kimmi, I had no idea you were a nurse, a title company holder and CEO, but you also you do casting. So when it comes to,
I told you I'd be better behind the camera than in front of it.
I think you're marvelous in front of the camera.
I do too.
When it comes to Love and Marriage Huntsville, which has been the #1 show on OWN for 4 consecutive years, we are experiencing some great ratings this season. I'm announcing something tomorrow, so refresh. This season brought a very different dynamic with everybody, to be honest with you. And what I will say is this second half of the season trumps the first half. The second half is, and Kimmi, do you agree? Like the second half of the season to me is times 10 than the first 15 episodes. But anyway, when it comes to casting for Love and Marriage Huntsville, listen, I think one thing we do that is great. We follow the reality. So, Kimmi, if there's anybody you would love to recommend, call me. Listen, one thing about Huntsville, I will say this, and I'm going to end because we're past 9. But what I will say about Huntsville is, and I've always said this, the best cast is the cast of Huntsville is you can't. Huntsville was lightning in a bottle.
Absolutely.
It was magic. And you can't recreate magic. The original 6 are the reasons we are even having a season.
Right.
I lost count. Yeah, because they all were very uniquely themselves in terms of their personal couple storylines, and they were equally yoked in terms of their chemistry. And obviously, you always add things in to see what works and what doesn't work. And listen, in any show, you sometimes get it right, you sometimes don't.
Yeah.
I definitely think when it comes to Huntsville, we have remained number one, thank you, God, because of the chemistry of the cast and, of course, my great team who produced the show. But it's great. But I'm always looking for new people. So Stormy quit the show, which was a great loss for the show. So,
I know.
That's
Stormy.
Yeah,
those are some big shoes
great.
to fill. So, Kimmi, if you know a couple with a size 14,
My size 14. That's funny. I do not know.
Kimmi, is there anybody you think should not be on the show next season?
Should not?
Yeah.
No.
Okay,
No.
good.
You know, I've been a proponent from the very beginning that I think it takes every single person to move the show forward. I do think that fans,
yeah.
No, I do think fans in general have an affinity for the original 6. They just do. They just do. And it's just something down here deep in their heart that they just really like. I don't think that everybody who comes to say hello should actually be cast. Sometimes they could just stay a friend. You know, I don't think everybody has to have like, you know, a whole 42-minute episode. Not even me. I'm not saying me too. But I'm saying me too. Sometimes I look at my own scenes and I'm like, shit, is it over yet? Like, I'm just saying, everybody doesn't have to get to the reunion. That's just not how it always works. That's what I'm just saying. There's an affinity for the core 6 that got us where we are. And that's not to say the door's not open for more people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I think that the core 6 matters. And I think fans like the core 6 through the ups and the downs. I think they like them. And sometimes it's just hard to marry in people that haven't been here all this time.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Well,
It's just hard.
Okay, I'm not gonna say much, but I'll say this, and it is what it is. Listen, and I tell everybody, you know this, I said it to their face at the reunions. The core 6 obviously brought this show to life. And you can't, and that's why, you know, you can't, I don't like people disrespecting any, even my cast members, don't get me wrong. But when you not had this conversation when there was like fire the skies. Remember this conversation when I went live I think it was last year. And I said, okay, why should I fire the skies? Tell me. Well, I don't like them. I said, well,
I hate that.
There has to be another reason. They don't give much. And I said, but I disagree with you. This woman dealt with cancer. This woman showed y'all a blended family with her husband's ex. We ain't gonna talk about what Marcel and Tisha gave with like the accusations and dealing with that and the mama. So that's why, to your point, I never allowed anyone to disrespect the core 6 when it came to like get rid of people. Even Mela Martell, like
I agree, and I disagree with it anytime they say it. I don't think there's one person that you can get rid of that's going to make this thing more successful. I think it took the team. I've said it from day one, and I'm going to say it till now. Like until now, that's what I've always believed. It takes every single one of us. You don't have to like me. You can like Mel. You can like Tisha. That's the luxury of having so many.
It's like being a girl group.
Absolutely.
You can like Beyonce, Kelly Michelle. You can like T-Boss, Left Eye Chili. You can like Ricky, Bobby, DeVoe, Poison. Like you can like anybody, right? It's fine. People like me and they hate Dustin. People love Dustin. They hate me. I see people saying, Carlos, we want Dustin to host reunions. Get Funky to host it. And the thing is, I don't ever take any of those things personally because you're allowed to have your opinion. And at the end of the day, one thing that we all do collectively to me is we all support each other. Same thing on Belle Collective. It's always been like, get rid of this person. I'm like, first of all, we ain't touching Belle Collective until I feel like something needs to be touched. Okay. And y'all leave Belle Collective alone, child. Y'all, some of y'all just starting out getting into it. So
Yes.
shut up. But I love y'all and thank you so much because the ratings are great this season.
I heard.
Congratulations.
I heard.
Congratulations.
But
And that's one thing I love. I always try to brag on Belle Collective,
great.
regardless of what we go through. Even when I read something or I'm tagged in something, my good friend always send me the comments. But when I'm tagged in something, it's like, even with the Selena and So Gucci, like I'm upset even if you, like I don't have that was like the Latrice and Marie. I don't have I want you to talk about Marie and I want you to talk about Latrice. It's the same way. So Selena and So Gucci, I'm like, hey, this is us. Like I feel like it's like Carlos just said, a girl group. We're all like we have. And when you have outsiders to come in, it's kind of like, even we love Selena. Selena's a Belle now. But Selena will even tell you when that whatever happened, I don't want to call it a fight, that situation happened with So Gucci and Selena. Selena wasn't a Belle. I love Selena. Selena is a socialite. Who can't love Selena? But when that happened, I didn't know who started or whatever. But I said, Selena, get out of here. Selena got to go. Because it's like that. I can't explain it. I can't explain it.
As much as you love Selena, when that whole thing happened, you did say like she's not a Belle.
Yeah.
You know, but we're not making any casting decisions just yet. But in the meantime, you can catch Love and Marriage Huntsville every Saturday, 8 o'clock, 7 Central on. The next, I think we have like maybe, I forgot how many episodes, maybe 10. But we have this reunion is one for the books. It's Kimmi, what's one word to describe the upcoming Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion? One word.
Emotional.
Okay. And
Emotional.
Lateshia, how would you describe the upcoming reunion for Belle Collective?
That was
it's hard.
I mean, that was a different type of reunion. And I've been present at all of them. That was a different type of reunion. I thought emotional was the one, of course, I had to do that situation. This one is, you're going to see the Bells on another level. I can't explain.
One word.
Shit, Kimmi.
Maybe that's the word. Maybe the word is shit. Maybe that's the word. Shit.
Right, maybe that's what it is.
Maybe that's the word. That's the word. That's the word. Okay.
No, listen. I always tell people, Belle Collective is a love child of Love and Marriage Huntsville and Atlanta Housewives. Like if those two had a baby, it would be Belle Collective. It's a dynamic show. You can watch it every Friday at 8 o'clock, 7 Central on OWN. And if you guys want to catch up to it, the first 3 seasons are available on Max. So go on Max to catch up on Belle Collective, but it is the best. It's an amazing female ensemble show. And the husbands play with them.
Yes.
And it's
very
dynamic. It's very good. Dustin, I love you. Thank you so much for coming.
Love you too, brother.
To talk about. Dustin was like last week, I want to talk about Husband and Belle Collective. I'm like, okay, we will. And
thank you, Dustin.
I love y'all doing y'all thing. Both shows, Huntsville and Belle Collective. It's no secret.
We love the Bells.
Fan of the shows.
Yes. We love and Marriage Huntsville. I mean, I've been a fan since season 1. So yes.
Likewise.
Yes.
Likewise. And Kimmi, at the reunion, every season at the reunion, the Bells ask me, "What's your favorite show, Carlos?" And Lateshia, what's my favorite show?
We all say Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Listen, and we all give him grief. We all give him grief.
Kimmi, like, y'all, that's what I think. We be like,
no,
yeah.
we do. We tell him he treats us like the stepchild. We be
well,
like,
Maurice,
you have all them other reality people on your TV shows and on your YouTube, and
Carlos.
just treat us like stepkids. We do. Yeah. We do.
Marie bad about saying, you know that #1 show. You know his #1 show. Marie Monroe, Dr. Monroe. Okay.
She does. Kimmi, what's my favorite show you think?
think you like. Oh, you told me at one point you like Married to Medicine.
No, I'm of my own show, baby.
Oh,
I love Married to Medicine. I love Married to Medicine. No, but so the hustle cast.
You love us, but I think it's like a parent loves their children. There's some things you like about us a little more than the Bells, and there's some things you like about the Bells a little bit more than us, and there's some stuff you like about Detroit a little bit. I just think it's like a parent loves kids.
I can see that. Because Carlos, what? Carlos loves the girls. I love
all the girls.
Love the girls.
And I love all three of you. Thank you guys so much.
Love you, bro.
Listen, we hit another record. We have over 2,200 people who watched the entire almost 2-hour live. So thank you guys so much. Your love and support for Love and Marriage Huntsville, for Belle Collective, for these women, and for Dustin Ross means the world to me. Okay, if you missed these most recent episodes, catch up on the OWN app or on your DVR. Okay, Belle Collective every Friday, Love and Marriage Huntsville every Saturday, and catch Dustin and his beautiful co-host, my friend Ebony K. Williams, on their podcast, Holding Court, and follow him at Look at Dustin on X, on Instagram, and wherever you go on social. Okay.
Thank you, my brother.
This was great.
Have a good night, ladies. Thank you, Raindrop.
Love you guys.
Peace and blessings.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.